Namaskar, welcome to Express News. First, the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone for multiple development projects worth over 7,200 crore rupees, catering to rail, road, rural development and other sectors in Bihar. The initiatives include new trains, doubling of and electrification of rail lines, road expansions, software technology parks, housing assistance to thousands of beneficiaries, and support for self-help groups. Prime Minister flagged off 4 new Amrit Bharat trains between Patna and New Delhi, Darbhanga to Lucknow and others with an aim to improve connectivity in the region. Prime Minister also released 400 crore rupees to around 61,500 self-help groups in Bihar under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihoods Mission. With a special focus on women-led development, over 10 crore women have been connected to self-help groups. Prime Minister also handed over keys to some beneficiaries as a part of Griha Pravesh, a national housing scheme to 12,000 beneficiaries. In addition, the PM released over 160 crore rupees to 40,000 beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, a rural residential scheme. Speaking at the gathering, Prime Minister stated that just as Eastern countries are advancing globally, in India it is the era of the Eastern states. Prime Minister highlighted the decisive action taken against Naxalism in recent years, which has greatly benefited the youth of Bihar. The Prime Minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to completely free India from Naxalism. Speaking at the third informal dialogue to review the agreement, India's permanent representative to the United Nations, P. Harish, reiterated its firm support for the Pact for the Future and its key annexes, the Global Digital Compact and the Declaration on Future Generations. Harish called this pact a vital step to tackling both emerging as well as long-term global challenges. The Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and other officials today released the outcome report of the Waves Summit in Mumbai. During the event, the I&B Minister said that this summit emerged as a key convergence point for the media and entertainment ecosystem, drawing participation from every segment of the industry. The minister also inaugurated the new campus of the Indian Institute of Creative Technology. The institute will launch 18 specialized courses designed in close collaboration with industry leaders. Ashwini Vaishnav, along with other dignitaries, also inaugurated Bharat Pavilion at Gulshan Mahal in NFDC campus. Speaking as the chief guest at the inauguration of India's international movement to United Nations conference in Noida, the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal emphasized that no country can truly prosper if it ignores its history and culture. The Indian Navy today commissioned its first indigenously designed and built driving support vessel INS Nistar at Visakhapatnam. INS Nistar's primary roles include conducting deep-sea diving operations as well as rescuing personnel from distressed submarines. India on Thursday successfully test-fired its nuclear-capable short-range ballistic missiles Prithvi-2 and Agni-1 from the integrated test range in Chandipur, Odisha. The Agni-1 missile, with a range of 700 to 900 kilometers, can carry a payload of up to 1,000 kilograms. Both missiles are key components of India's nuclear deterrence arsenal. Let's get you the business news, and India's equity indices ended the week on a weak note. At close, the Sensex was down 502 points and the Nifty was down 143 points. The Indian rupee also ended lower at 86.15 against the US dollar on Friday. Gold futures maturing on August 5 were priced at 97,920 per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for September 5 maturity stood at 113,300 per kg on the MCX. We're talking about rupees here. Global crude oil prices also rose on Friday after the European Union agreed to new sanctions against Russia, also underpinned by supply concerns following drone attacks on northern Iraqi oil fields, as well as tight market fundamentals. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives in the U.S. has passed President Donald Trump's USD $9 billion funding cut package. The U.S. House of Representatives on Thursday passed the bill to create a regulatory framework for US dollar-pegged cryptocurrency tokens, known as stablecoins, sending the bill to President Donald Trump. European shares rose on Friday on course for small weekly gains as investors focused on corporate earnings for clues on the impact of US tariff policies on businesses. Japan's core inflation rate slowed to 3.3% in June from 3.7% in May, as per official data on Friday. China and Hong Kong stocks rose on Friday and closed the week higher as Beijing's campaign against cutthroat price competition lifted investor sentiment. News now on international affairs. The United States Department of State to designate the Resistance Front, or the TRF, as a foreign terrorist organization and as a specially designated global terrorist. In a statement released on Thursday, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio described the terror outfit as a front and proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba, a UN-designated terrorist group that is based in Pakistan. Rubio further added that the actions taken by the Department of State demonstrate the Trump administration's commitment to protecting U.S. national security interests, countering terrorism, and enforcing the president's call for justice for the Pahalgam attack. India hailed the U.S.'s move to designate a Pakistani group as a terrorist organization. The External Affairs Minister Jai Shankar said that the organization is responsible for the April 22 Pahalgam attack, stating that the decision highlights zero tolerance for terrorism. Welcoming the decision, India's Ministry of External Affairs in a statement said that the country acknowledges and appreciates the leadership of Secretary of State Marco Rubio in this regard. The ministry further added that timely designation of the TRF is a timely and important step reflecting the deep cooperation between India and the United States on counterterrorism. The Syrian Interior Ministry spokesperson said on Friday that their security forces are preparing to redeploy to Swida city to quell fighting between the Druze and the Bedouin tribes. Israel has said it warned the Syrian government to withdraw from the south and that it would not allow the Islamist rulers to build up on its borders. The United States has condemned violence in Syria. Talking to media, the State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce said that the U.S. did not support recent Israeli strikes on Syria. Responding to the report published by the Wall Street Journal, in which his name appeared on the risque 2003 personal note to Jeffrey Epstein, the U.S. President Donald Trump said that the letter was fake and that he would sue the newspaper and Rupert Murdoch. The U.S. President Donald Trump had asked his Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony in the Jeffrey Epstein case, subject to court approval. The White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt has said that the U.S. president won't recommend a special prosecutor for the Jeffrey Epstein case as claims spread that his administration is covering up details of Epstein's crimes to protect rich and powerful figures. Canada's international trade minister has confirmed talks with Mercosur bloc to diversify trade away from the United States amid rising tariff tensions. Top European diplomats have told their Iranian counterpart on Thursday that they were determined to reactivate UN sanctions if Tehran does not make progress on a nuclear deal. In a major electoral reform, the UK government has lowered the voting age to 16 in time for next general election. 16 and 17-year-olds celebrated their newly granted right to vote, but cautioned that proper education was vital to boost voter turnout and protect young voters from political misinformation. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky appointed former Defense Minister Rustem Umerov as the head of the country's National Security and Defense Council on Friday to oversee national security matters, focusing on negotiations with Russia. The Kremlin said on Friday that it agreed with the statement by the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that there needed to be more momentum around peace talks between the two countries. The European Union on Friday agreed to an 18th package of sanctions against Russia over its conflict with Ukraine, including measures aimed at dealing further blows to the Russian oil and energy industry. Responding to the EU's 18th package sanctions, the Kremlin spokesperson Peskov called the sanctions illegal, saying every new restriction created negative consequences for those countries that backed them. WhatsApp should prepare to leave the Russian market, a lawyer who regulates the IT sector said on Friday, warning that the messaging app is very likely to be put on the list of restricted software. We're heading for a short break now. Stay with us. Stay to DD India Express News.
This week, we meet people who are confronting complex environmental challenges. They are trying to find smart and steady ways to restore balance.
One of the projects of BNHS is to conservation breeding of falcons and goshawk, and then release that population after breeding, release that population back in the urban atmosphere like Mumbai.
We're trying to widen and deepen the rivers to increase water flow capacity. But residents must help too, by preventing the accumulation of garbage, which is a problem across Jakarta.
In this NFT channel, we use net cups with cocoa peats on it. This helps to penetrate the roots. There will be nutritious water flowing through the channel that supplies essential nutrients for the plant, and the remaining nutritious water gets channeled back to the water tank.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn. Let's resume. News related to the weather now. Heavy rain has set off floods in streets on Independence, Kansas on Thursday, promoting nearly 24 rescues of people stranded in their cars. No injuries or deaths have been reported. Heavy monsoon rains across Pakistan's Punjab province killed at least 63 people and injured nearly 300 in the past 24 hours, bringing the nationwide death toll from the rains to at least 159 since late June. Pakistan's National Disaster Management Authority said more than 1,000 homes had been damaged and that 6 livestock were killed. The National Weather Forecasting Center said that the current spell would persist for 3 more days. Heavy rain in South Korea for a 3rd consecutive day has forced over 5,000 people into shelters, left at least 4 dead, and caused significant damage to property and infrastructure as of Friday. Torrential rain warnings remain in effect for most of South Korea's western and southern regions and the Weather Service has advised extreme caution against landslides and flooding through Saturday. Spain's Guardia Civil has evacuated dozens of people in Metrida and Calipo, Fado. This is as central city of Toledo experiences intense wildfires on Thursday. Aircraft also joined firefighters in Spain to battle the wildfire in Metrida and Valmojado near Madrid. Strong winds are fanning the flames, hindering the work of the firefighters. India Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for northern state of Rajasthan and the southern state of Karnataka and Kerala. Several educational institutions across southern state of Karnataka will remain closed on Friday amid predictions of heavy rain. Extremely heavy rainfall is likely to lash the northern state of Uttar Pradesh, also Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand during the 17th to the 23rd of July. Firefighters battled against a wildfire in southern France that spread over 250 hectares as of Friday morning. 1,000 firefighters were deployed to the forests around Martigues, northwest of Marseille, to fight the blaze, which also forced the evacuating of 150 people from their homes. Heavy rains resulted in a sharp rise of water levels in the rivers across many districts in Sakha Republic, a vast but sparsely populated region of Russia's eastern Siberia. The Yakutian Regional Directorate of the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations has launched a full-scale rescue and relief operation in the affected areas. News related to art and culture. Colombian fashion designer Alejandro Crocker has created a unique collection called Fragmentos. It uses old uniforms from Bogota's public transportation system. A new immersive experience called Elvis Evolution opened in London for allowing fans of Elvis Presley to walk in the King of Rock's footsteps. The multimedia attraction, it combines archival footage, live theatre, music performances and Presley's iconic stage performances. Archaeologists in a Turkish village have uncovered a 6,000-year-old temple and related artifacts, shedding light on the lives of the ancient civilizations in the region. The excavation, which began last year, has revealed a temple dating back to the Chalcolithic and early Bronze Age. In fact, featuring a blood channel with human and animal bones suggesting ritual sacrifices. The Çekerek Lavender Island in Yozgat in Turkey is breathtaking. It's a breathtaking destination that showcases nature's beauty. The plantation transforms into a stunning purple landscape resembling a sea of lavender every July. The Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny's highly anticipated residency has officially kicked off in Puerto Rico, drawing fans from around the world. The North Pole witnessed a quirky golf tournament with golfers swapping well-kept greens for ice at the inaugural North Pole Clock Golf Championship. Nelson Mandela International Day is being observed today. It marks the birth of the South African legend, the first black president of South Africa. The Archaeological Survey of India has officially declared Lungphun Ropui, in the northeastern state of Mizoram, as a monument of national importance. The site is known for its ancient carved stone structures, which are believed to hold great cultural and historic value. Queen Camilla's photograph has been released to mark her 78th birthday. On Thursday, she was seen wearing gold drop earrings and a turquoise dress featuring a raincoat of monkeys, a rainforest of monkeys, in fact, toucans and lemurs. King Charles inaugurated a new wing to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies on Thursday. He also launched the King Charles III program. An Australian engineer formulated the world's first olive processing method that cuts labour along with water use and enhances the way olives taste. Residents of the aged care home in Melbourne, they are no longer required to visit the museums themselves, rather had the history brought to them. Elders were shown a curated collection of ancient artifacts of the Hellenic Museum. According to Australian researchers, a new weekly injection could be a game changer for Parkinson's patients. The formula combines levodopa and carbidopa into a single dose to treat this disease. Chris Hemsworth's new season of Limitless Live Better Now, or Live Better Now rather, it's a trailer, it's out, and the three-part series, it follows him on his journey of how to live long and live healthy. Stephen Colbert has confirmed that The Late Show will stop airing in May 2026 after 10 seasons due to financial decision made by CBS. Netflix unveils a new reality series, Age of Attraction, hosted by Nick Viall and Natalie Joy, where singles aged 22 to 59 explore love generations. Anurag Basu throws star-studded success bash for their new album, Metro in Dino, starring Aditya Roy Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan. The grand premiere of Tanvi the Great, produced by Anupam Kher, was held at Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Centre on Thursday. Hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion, it was spotted with NBA player Klay Thompson confirming their relationship publicly. Megan Thee Stallion. The Barfi actress Priyanka Chopra Jonas has turned 43, celebrated with a cozy bedside vacation with her family and friends. Border 2 producer Nidhi Datta and Binoy Gandhi announced the arrival of their daughter Sitara. The couple shared the joyful news on social media. Disney Pixar has released the trailer of the upcoming film Hoopers. The story follows Mabel, the 19-year-old who uses tech to hop into the body of a robotic beaver. The veteran singer Connie Francis, known for her song Pretty Little Baby, passed away at the age of 87. She was recently hospitalized for pain issues. Wonderful country singer she was. The Indian Grandmaster Arjun Erigaisi has advanced into the semi-finals of the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam in Las Vegas on Friday with a commanding win over Nodirbek Abdusattorov of Uzbekistan. The Indian Grandmaster had an easy outing in the quarterfinals, and Erigaisi will take on Levin Aronian, who defeated Hikaru Nakamura in tie breaks he's going to beat him in the semi-final. But India's Pragnananda suffered a heartbreaking defeat against Fabiano Caruana of the United States in the quarterfinal. It was a very close game. 4-3 he lost. 4 Indian players, Divya Deshmukh, R. Vaishali, Koneri Hampu and Harika Dronavali, they will compete in the pre-quarterfinal tiebreaks of the FIDE Women's World Cup in Georgia on Friday. India's wrestler Sujit Kalkal won the gold medal in the 65 kg men's freestyle category in the ranking series tournament in Hungary. Kalkal produced a clinical performance in the final to beat 4-time European medalist Ali Rahimzadeh of Azerbaijan. He won 5-1 in Budapest. England roared into the semi-finals of the Women's Euro after a shootout win over Sweden in Zurich, and they beat Sweden 3-2, close match, in a penalty shootout and continue their title defense. England are going to be facing Italy who are the last four in the last four for the first time since 1997 in Geneva on Tuesday for a place in the final. The three-time Grand Slam finalist Ons Jabeur will take a break, in fact, from competitive tennis. The 30-year-old struggled with her form in recent months, failing to get past the third round at a major this year. The two-time Wimbledon finalist's campaign came to a disappointing end at the Orlington Club last month, and she retired from her first-round clash due to a long medical timeout. That's all we have in Express News. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.